Party.
There we go. And welcome back, everybody, to Planet Film Live on the Planet Film Network. I'm one of your hosts, Sean Monk.
And I'm your other host, TJ Cornwell, and welcome back. This week we have a lot of news, unlike many other weeks, so there's no Bills talk. Just actually, quick point: I'm not currently nervous.
Yeah.
Because if Josh Allen,
I have one question, Bills question for you?
Yeah.
So you're still not nervous even with the loss going into the bye week?
Correct, because we had the same thing last year, and we came out, we won the rest of our games.
You heard it here first, folks.
Granted, I think the bye was later last year, but I'd be more nervous if Josh Allen did not play well, but I thought he played very well and well enough to win. It was just the circumstance. Defense couldn't stop. O-line played not very well either, but I think 3 weeks from now, you talk to me, we're facing the Colts, we should be 7-2. I think.
So you think Josh Allen can take down Drew Brees?
Well, Drew Brees is retired, so he doesn't want to have to do that.
Did you know that Drew Brees has a birthmark?
Is that what that is?
I don't know.
I think he got I could have sworn he did not have that, but I think he got it in the game or something.
That is exactly what. Okay. I know we said no Bills talk, but really quick. So I had some people over for the Bills game,
right?
And he was doing the
NBC. Yep.
Yeah, he was doing and I said, "What is that on Drew Brees' face?"
Yeah.
And they were like, and everybody that knew anything about football that was there, which not everybody did. Everybody who knew anything about football said, "Oh, it's like a birthmark. He's had that." And I was like,
he has.
And I said to him specifically, I said, "I remember the it was either Zyrtec or it was a nasal spray. That's what it was. Not Zyrtec.
Yeah.
It was whatever that nasal spray is." And he did all those commercials for years, and I was like, because I remember he was in the bed and he rolled over and stuff because he was asleep in it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have seen both sides of that man's face, and he did not used to have that. But they convinced me.
They probably would have covered it up though, right?
Maybe, but if he's not covering it now, I don't know. Either way,
I don't know. I could have sworn
shout out
definitely
Drew Brees.
That's not a birthmark, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
Shout out Drew Brees.
Okay, yeah. So we have a lot of news this week.
Yeah.
I don't actually know what we're.
Well, have you been watching anything lately?
Yeah.
Oh, are you caught up on Morning Show?
Yes. I
Okay.
am.
Do you want to start with that?
Sure.
I have a question.
I'm trying to recall what happened in the latest episode.
Latest episode was them going to. Alex is back.
Right.
Her back.
The debate.
And Maggie, and all that stuff.
Right.
So I have two main questions for you. And a statement. I'll start off with my statement. Also, we got 3 people watching. Shout out yourselves out in the chat. Don't be a stranger. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
Yep, and like button.
And like button.
Comment,
and
please.
Comment button and all the buttons. Also, if you aren't already following on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at the official PFN, what are you even doing? But so my statement about Morning Show is I can say without a doubt now, no matter how the rest of it turns out, I think this season is definitely weaker than the first season.
I agree with you.
Yeah. And that's not to say that it's a bad show, or that it's even a bad season. It's just, to me, even though the first one, honestly, it wasn't perfect television, but it was really good television. I think this is just good television. But there are some points where even me, I'm like, was that the best way to write that? Was that or shoot that, or I feel the editing, and that's the second thing I'll bring to you. Literally now we are 5 for 5 on what we joked about, I think 2 weeks ago, which is the pop song in a different tempo.
I don't think it
played over
happened this one, did it?
Yeah, it happened when slight spoilers for the middle of season 2 of the Morning Show, when Corey calls Bradley and It confirms the thing about that his assistant told him about her and Laura, and he gets like super sad, and he has the flashbacks and stuff. All that is overdone by a slowed down montage song. But it was definitely 2 weeks ago that when we joked about that, the following week 100% just went through the characters' faces, everybody, and had a, like. Is it like, are they just going for like the meme on it, or is that just like?
I think it's just a thing.
And that leads me to our last question. Do you think already in season 2 of this show is kind of getting a little lazy?
Sometimes it feels like they don't know what they want to do. Like, for me, like just you talking right now makes me like. So we skipped to obviously 2020. So we skipped. What was it, like 8 months or something from the first season?
Yeah.
And in my mind, so COVID happened, is like kind of happening with, you have the debate and everything. But I feel like in my, just from like obviously experience, we lived it. I mean, everybody lived it.
Yeah.
But like COVID was like, boom, it's like, oh, here it is. And we're all going to quarantine. This, I feel like it's taking forever.
Well, it's because right now they're only in the end of February.
Oh, okay.
It's what, March 16th.
I just felt like as soon as it hit March, it was like boom.
Well, it was March 16th is when everything went down. But something they have been something that I was like, is that where they're going with this? That they said in episode 2 of this season was talking about the UBA Plus launch.
Right, yeah.
And they were like, that's going to do nothing, right? And Laura was like, right, who needs another streaming service, you know, that kind of stuff. And they're like, Corey's like, my future and the future of UBA is at stake with this streaming service launch. And I was like, are they going to do like a reverse Quibi on this where they're going to say like it wasn't supposed to do well, but then the pandemic saved the streaming service and then saved UBA? And because I was like, that'd be pretty interesting. And then this last episode, he specifically said, if the launch of UBA Plus in mid-March doesn't go the way we need it to, and I was like, I guarantee you they're going to launch it on March 15th.
Yeah.
I guarantee, this is my full prediction for the rest of the season. I guarantee you they're going to launch it on March 15th. They're going to be like, oh my God, what did we do? And then March 16th is going to hit, and it's just going to be like, oh my God, this saved us completely. Yeah, exactly. And then probably jump forward and be like, we won.
This season has made me, like, my favorite character is probably Corey at this point.
Yeah.
And like I said at the end of the first season, I was like, I feel like I'm not supposed to like him.
I feel like it goes either way.
It goes either way, because from this previous episode, I actually think he's like, I can't tell if he's being genuine. Like, I really think he is, where he goes to the bar. And is like, listen, take the money.
Yeah, like, because believe me, this is not going to go your way.
Yeah.
I don't have to be here.
Yeah.
Like, wink, wink. Listen to what I'm saying to you. Like,
and in one mind, I know he's trying to say, like, he's trying to keep his job.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, I feel like he genuinely does not want her name dragged through the mud.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, good on him. But at the same time, it's like he's doing it for his job. But
but I think the important thing with Corey is, like, and again, if you guys haven't been watching the show, or our show, Corey on the morning show is played incredibly by the Crudup. But like, what was I just gonna say? Oh yeah, so like the main thing is like, yeah, he's trying to save his job, but also I think he's so desperate. No matter what he does, he might do shady business stuff, this, that, the other. But I think he is so desperate to not be another Fred. Like, that's where... So, I think at this point, I think Corey's really trying to turn a kinder leaf and stuff. And I think what he learned about Bradley and Laura is going to kind of derail that a little bit into sending. Because you hear when he's like, I won't be checking in on you anymore. And it's like, she thinks he's just like... oh, for the night. But like us as an audience, it's like, no, he's pissed. He's like, he's not, like, he's gonna separate the friendship they have, basically, because I think I think it definitely, again, we already said mild spoiler, so I'll just, like, I feel like that definitely confirmed that he has feelings for Bradley.
If you didn't know it now, you definitely
well, exactly,
know it.
But I feel like that confirmed. Yeah, I mean, he was crying.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I love just Billy Crudup's performance when he's like, "Oh, did you hear who people are saying are dating?" And then he says it, and he's like, and Corey's just like, no. He's like, well, people are saying
nobody likes gossip.
No. Yeah, he was like, nobody likes gossip. Okay, it was so funny. Like he just wouldn't even hear it.
And then you just kind of have Mitch in his own little Venice world, talking, like quarantining with this random lady who's making a documentary. What's she making a documentary about?
The Me Too movement.
Okay. Yeah. And then he says something about, like, he makes a joke about them sleeping together, and it's just like was kind of weird.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. It was just really.
And Mitch is another one too that I think they're really trying to, and I think to me the most like nuanced storyline that they're doing is Mitch's storyline, even though it is really dragging, and it feels like.
You probably get.
It feels like months are going by.
You get like 6 minutes with him an episode.
Yeah, like I feel like months are going by at UBA, and it's been, he met Paulo like 5 days ago. Yeah. But it's like no, by that logic, they will have been working together and talking for like 3 months.
Yeah.
But I think the most nuanced storyline they're doing, and the one that's I feel actually is like actually doing something or showing something interesting is Mitch's, which we get the least amount of screen time for, because it's like everybody else is just like drama, whatever. With Mitch, it's like they're doing the complicated thing of like, we're not redeeming this guy. It's just he's trying to be a better person, and that's what you're watching. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's kind of like, because I was like, are we supposed to be rooting for Mitch?
Yeah.
Just kind of watching it or whatever. And I think that's really what it is that it's like, no, the Mitch part of this season is not we're trying to gear him up for a redemption arc. Like, he did a terrible thing. But we're just seeing how somebody like that could potentially gather their life back together.
Right.
Which I think is important, because it's like, I think that goes into like, things of like societal reformation and stuff. You know what I mean? Like that even if you do something like that, it's not the end of everything for you. You know what I mean? Even though some people think it should be, but like, as long as you do what Mitch is doing, where like he's take a huge step back, obviously, or a step away, and is really just trying to like keep his nose down, but also like work on himself. I think that's which I enjoy. But like you said, it's like 6 minutes an episode of like a 50-minute episode.
Yeah. And then last thing I'll say is, if you didn't hate Alex before, you probably hate her at this point, because she's just selfish. Like,
I just find she's becoming, and again, not the performance.
Yeah, Jennifer Aniston's great.
She's great.
Yeah.
But the character, I feel like she's becoming insufferable.
Yeah, I agree.
I really just
like that whole thing in the hotel room about the book. I was like, can you like stop talking about yourself for like 2 seconds?
No, exactly.
Like, it's not about you.
Oh my God, that's exactly what I was yelling at my TV. I was like, she kept saying a book about me, and I'm like, the book's about Mitch. It's about UBA. Like, you're a part of UBA.
Yeah. And then she's like, and then the whole thing about like the intercourse thing.
Yeah.
And she's like, it didn't happen. And everybody, and we're all like, okay, can you please stop lying? She knows that it did happen.
Yeah.
And so does the writer of the book. So, it's
so if it wasn't her and it wasn't Mitch, who do you think told that? Would the only person with that information be Chip?
Probably, yeah.
Or Alex's ex-husband.
He just seemed kind of done with her. I don't think he would. I don't think you'll see him again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he'll play that kind of part.
Which to me, like,
which I'll be honest, I didn't think you'd see Fred again. I thought he'd be just done after the first season.
But like, to me, like the storyline, like with her husband or whatever, I actually really I liked that. Like, I liked that little like the dysfunctional family dynamic that they had. I kind of missed that this season. I feel like we're going really into just kind of like workplace drama, like crap like that. Like, I just feel like, especially with the Alex stuff, I feel like they're like kind of going in circles with her. And like Daniel, like, what is happening there?
I don't know.
With like, or Yanko too. Like, I feel like everybody.
That thing is like the most. Like, and this previous episode where he
got on video.
That guy
yeah, like, where are you going with this character? More importantly, why are you doing this with this character?
Yeah.
Like, because really, last season his storyline was the only one about romance and stuff, and I feel like his romantic storyline was so much better.
Back?
No, remember she left after Hannah.
Yeah, but like they wouldn't. I don't know. I just always had a feeling that maybe she was gonna pop back up.
Yeah,
but I guess not.
I feel like this is gonna be a show that like I feel like season 3 is gonna look a lot more like season 1 than season 2 did.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
I feel like it might be like a Stranger Things kind of like quality. Like season 1 can't beat it.
Yeah.
Season 2 is Season 3 is
they're
better than
they're
season
getting
2,
there again.
But yeah, not as good as season 1.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Which I mean, every show doesn't have to be as good as its season 1.
No,
but it's like like we said, still an enjoyable show and everything like that. Have you been watching anything else? Any movies or shows?
I watched Last Duel. What was it, last week? It's very good, actually. I was surprised. Didn't make any money, which we'll get into when we talk about the box office.
Didn't make any money.
And the only other thing I've watched since then is Halloween Kills, which we'll talk about later, and the original Halloween, which I've probably seen about like 3 or 4 times at this point now.
Nice.
But it's Dune Week. Happy Dune Week, everybody.
It is Dune Week.
I'm very hyped. Friday, IMAX. I'm ready.
Like SpongeBob?
Did you see Zendaya and Timothy Chalamet were doing like
They're going to Fortnite.
Well, that. But they were doing like one of those like questions, like that they do.
Like The Wired or whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. I saw it on TikTok or whatever it was, and the question was like, "Who's your celebrity crush?" And Timothy Chalamet was like, "Well, obviously Tom Holland," and she just like kind of laughed.
He really said that?
Yeah, but
that's so
I mean, they were basically just like because
well, he posted the picture of her.
Yeah, he said Dune
with the heart emojis. Yeah, so it's like
I mean,
I don't know. Tom, you ain't slick.
Speaking of Tom Holland, apparently there's like an Uncharted trailer coming out tomorrow, is what I've heard.
Good.
It said it was leaked, and so they're putting it out tomorrow.
Like, why did a leak have to? I mean, I feel like that movie should have had a trailer a long time ago.
Right. Oh, actually, real quick before we get to the box office.
Yeah.
Real quick, I just want to say that I thought I don't know if you've seen it. I've kind of talked about it with Sean, really, but not really. Is the person who tweeted the spoiler at post credit in Eternals is a real like asshole and probably should be fucking fired because that's just not cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really like a big like. I obviously don't like to know things before like going to see the movie. And there's some things where it's like, oh, okay, like like the Venom thing. When I saw it on TikTok, I was like, that was just somebody like recording in the theater.
Yeah.
But like this is like. It was literally right after the world premiere. Only press has seen the movie, and like people, influencers, stuff like that. And this fucking guy who's like, I think he's just like a senior writer for Variety, like just tweets out like this casting of this character that's in that movie. And if you don't think that's a spoiler, I really don't know, considering it was never officially announced.
Never even hinted at.
Yeah, so that to me is a spoiler.
It's not like, what's his name? Dan Stevens has been rumored to like be voicing the villain for like a while, but like that was like something that has been a rumor for a while. This is like, if again, we don't know if we're talking about the same person.
Yeah, because I don't want to say it in case Sean like doesn't.
Yeah, and because I didn't actually see it specifically. I saw I think it was like a fan art of it, but it was very clear what it was and who it was.
Who it was, yeah.
And I think the caption was like "can't wait" or something like that. Yeah. Like this is like top secrets. Like this is like no one knew about it. Like he just said, apparently it's an end credit reveal. Like it's not like they're just like, oh, guess who's in this movie actually as like this guy that they didn't previously talk about. This is like, oh, here's this kind of important person finally entering the MCU and here's who's playing them and it's in the post-credit scene. Like, okay, well, I might as well not even wait to watch the frickin' post-credit scene if that's the case. Yeah. Like, I don't know.
And it's like a brand new, again, it's obviously it's a brand new character, but yeah, I just thought that was really shitty and just,
wait until the freaking movie comes out.
Yeah, I just don't know how it's not obviously not as I think what LaShawn McCoy tweeted that one time, even though the movie was out, when he said R.I.P. I think he said the N-word, Tony Stark.
Yeah.
And it was like a few days maybe like a day after the movie came out or something like that. Mm-hmm. And I saw that, and that's how I found out. I mean, I thought maybe he died, but then I saw that he tweeted that, and I was like, okay. But yeah, this, like, for somebody to kind of just like see the movie at a press screening and then just tweet out, like, you know, and it wasn't even like the review embargo wasn't even up yet. Like, it was just reactions. You could just react. And yeah, I just saw that it was really shitty, and they maybe should. I don't want to say somebody should lose their job, but like stuff like that is like maybe you just should not go to screenings anymore.
Well, I think that's what it definitely is. Is that whoever it is, she or he or whoever the person is, definitely is probably going to get blacklisted from any.
Like,
any
why
event,
would I let you watch my
studio.
movie early if you're just gonna go and tweet something out that I don't want?
Like, what's her name? She was in the news today. Grace Randolph. She's blacklisted from stuff like that. Like,
yeah. See, I don't know. Like, again, I don't think I've ever watched. I've watched maybe one or two of her videos ever, and I just don't. I just don't like her like format and everything, and I just but I know people have like problems with her with just like saying a bunch of stuff and then it not being true, and then she has these sources and then it never it's not
basically
real.
Like what she said was like what she said today was something that she has said about any movie production I can think of, honestly. This is a very common thing that she says, almost word for word, but basically the report today was that No Way Home and Multiverse of Madness are being referred to as they're like at Marvel as the kitchen sink movies that they're being rapidly reworked because there's this is all like the stuff that she writes and stuff is like being fully reworked because there's massive elements of it that like aren't working and stuff, and like doing apparently they're reportedly a mess. And it's like she said that same thing about, Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals. I think the latest one before this was Eternals. It was like, well, I'm getting reports that, as late as August, the film was still being reworked, that kind of stuff. Yeah. And it's like, so she went trending, like in the not trending like worldwide, but like in the entertainment tab on Twitter. Like her name was trending today because it was just so many people were just like talking about like what is she talking about?
And then this like one Twitter account tweeted it, and somebody was like, as soon as you cite Grace Randolph, you just lost all your credibility.
Yeah, all credibility is lost via Grace Randolph. So yeah, Grace Randolph on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe. Friend of the show. No, just kidding. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I have been watching. I've been catching up on. I've been watching two things, but I've been catching up on Bake Off, Great British Baking Show, because they're currently in the season right now on Netflix, which is great. But also I somehow missed like the pandemic season, like the last season that they did. I somehow missed that completely. So I'm watching the new show like week to week, and then I'm binging through I think it's called Collections on Netflix, so Collection 8, but like season 8. And then also I've been watching still, I think I talked about it like 3 weeks ago, Catfish, the TV show. Right. Great TV show. Yeah. It's crazy. I was watching it. I watched like 5 episodes last night. But yeah, that's what I've been watching. Going to get into some box office talk.
Let's do it.
And when we go to box office, I want to get your thoughts on not only the performance but on Last Duel as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So as you guys can see here, we have the box office for this week. So coming in at number 1, we have Halloween Kills at $49.4 million. No Time to Die at number 2 at $23.7 million. Number 3, Venom Let There Be Carnage with $16.5. Addams Family 2 with $7 million. And coming in at number 5 in its first week, The Last Duel at $4.7 million. Yeah, woof.
I heard it was like $200 million budget.
That's I always go to look to see like what the budget is, and then I'm like, they never have the budget this soon.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why I always go to look for it, but whatever. But yeah. So what immediately jumps out to you from that?
I think it's upsetting that No Time to Die has not taken off like I actually thought it would. I think I said it would be. Was it number one when the week it came out? I think I said it would be. Oh, okay. Because I was saying, I think I said it would be, but I might have predicted wrong in the box office.
But I will say, there is light at the end of the tunnel, which we'll get into about Bond.
Okay. Halloween Kills, not really surprised. How it's obviously October. I think if it wasn't on Peacock, it could have done more. Granted, I don't know what the Peacock subscriber base is.
True.
Because I believe you had to have the paid. Because isn't there like 2 paid tiers?
Yeah, so it's free, which is limited content with ads, $4.99.
Which is you have that, or you have the next one?
No, I have the next one up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's free, which is limited content with ads. $4.99, which is all the content, including Halloween Kills.
Okay.
Plus ads.
Okay.
And then there's $9.99, which is the one that I have. That's just regular streaming service, full content, no ads, all that stuff. And I think I can't confirm this or not. I will say, Peacock. There's an idea I've been floating around just in my own head that we should do like awards at the end of the year. If we do like a most improved, we're gonna
do streaming service rankings at some point.
Exactly. Hopefully soon. But if there is a most improved streaming service award, I would give it to HBO Max last year. This year, Peacock for sure. Peacock was a pile of trash when it really started. Like I said a bunch of times on here, like the only thing I really liked about it was the channel feature, which is really cool. But Peacock now, they're getting the theatrical films. They're getting into that stuff. They're kind of stepping up their game, and the user interface is a lot better now. And the best thing about Peacock that not a lot of other places have is the channel thing, but also like on top of that, if you go to The Office, you don't just go in like Netflix where you click The Office and then it says like episode list, play, and that's it. It's like you click on The Office and you get like this like hub where it's like these playlists, like the best of Michael Scott, the best of Kelly Kapoor, Mindy Kaling's picks, like that. Like they have all that stuff on there that you can watch these different experiences to deal with their content. And I really like it. Also, I'll say, too, I like what they have to offer for Harry Potter more than HBO Max. They have more extras and featurettes and stuff on Peacock than HBO Max does, which is like, Warner Brothers, you own the content. They did all the Harry Potters, right? I think so. Couldn't remember if they only came in on
the movies out, don't they?
Yeah. So I'm like, you own that content. Like, why does Peacock have better behind the scenes looks at your movies than you do on your own streaming
quick
service?
Speaking of behind the scenes, I guess there's a making of Black Widow.
Assembled.
Is it out already, or is it coming
it's out.
Oh, okay. I saw it pop in my
it came out this morning, which I gotta check out because it's also the longest assembled, which I guess makes sense. I don't know. I don't know which one makes more sense. That like a movie
probably make that's long.
Well, but then TV shows are
8 hours. Yeah.
So it's like, but they both take. I guess they both take around the same time to make. So which is like baffling that is true. Like that a movie that's like 2 hours takes 3 or 4 months to shoot, but like a show that's 9 hours also takes 3 or 4 months to shoot. Like, but I think those ones were like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
This one's like an hour. It's 57 minutes. But I'm excited. I'm kind of split on it though, because I'm excited in one aspect that we know we have a guaranteed documentary coming out for every Marvel Studios project going forward. Right. Like every single one, they already said all live action shows, all live action movies are gonna get a Marvel assembled. But then the kind of flip of that, I'm like, well, what if it turns into we only get a Marvel assembled? Like, what if they're like, oh, you get the Marvel assembled instead of all the deleted scenes commentaries,
I don't think
gag reels and stuff. I just hope that doesn't change.
No, yeah.
Because it's like, it's one thing to have a documentary about it, but I feel like that doesn't supplement the extra supplement. I don't think that supplements the supplemental material. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I still want a gag reel. I still want deleted scenes, all that kind of stuff. So I like it, though.
Yeah. Addams Family holding strong. Kind of surprised by that one.
Only a 30% drop.
I think The Last Duel is the biggest disappointment. I couldn't see it because you guys didn't put it in a big theater, did you? I can't imagine it was ever in a big theater.
We put it in. Where were you? 4?
I was 4. Yep.
Yeah, we put it in 4. That's it.
Yeah. I think it definitely deserves more money. I thought a lot of the performances were great. Jodie Comer is fantastic. It's kind of weird seeing Adam Driver playing the character that he's playing because I just don't look at him as just that way from what I've seen him in.
Is he a bad man or is he a good man?
No, he's not a great guy.
Oh, okay.
Pretty shitty, actually.
Oh, okay.
But Ben Affleck was good. He wasn't in it that much.
Mm-hmm.
He actually had some funny lines, which was kind of surprising. I found surprising. Matt Damon was very good.
How was the writing? Right, because Ben and Matt wrote it, didn't they?
Yeah, I didn't have any.
Do you think is it Good Will Hunting good though?
I'll be completely honest. I've never seen that one. I know they won the Oscar for it, obviously, but I think I told you coming out, the only problem I had with it was the structure.
Yeah.
Where it breaks it up into 3 different chapters from 3 characters' point of view, which works kind of, but at the same time, you're also watching some scenes, the same scenes you've already seen. That sounded really weird. But from a different perspective.
Yeah. Now, is it literally the exact same scene?
There's like there's like very tiny differences. Like, like for example, like the rape scene, which is shown twice from 2 different perspectives. It's basically the same. It's like, if I recall, it's like the same.
Just different shots.
Kind of. Yes. Yeah. Yes. And one is a little bit longer, I believe, from one perspective than the other. But it's still clear that it's rape. It's not, like, spoiler. Yeah. It's not consensual.
Yeah.
And the duel. The duel was very good.
Is the duel shown for multiple?
No, that's the end, and that's like you're kind of all together.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it just splits the story up 3 ways, jumping like maybe year. Actually, no, not maybe. It jumps years in each kind of perspective.
Oh, okay.
And then it comes together at the end with the duel. But yeah, I thought it was really good. You should definitely check it out. If you're kind of into that maybe time period, or you just want to see Matt Damon, Adam Driver, Ben Affleck.
Yeah, just powerhouse
Comer,
people.
Yeah.
Directed by Ridley Scott.
Yeah.
So the last thing on box office I want to talk about was, you were saying you were a little disappointed with No Time to Die. Well, here in the States, it's doing okay. But internationally, it just broke a record, which is it's now the number 2 highest grossing. So this is basically the flip of what we've seen with things like Shang-Chi and Venom, basically, where domestically No Time to Die has only amassed about 103 million, well, really almost like 104 million dollars. But internationally, it's got almost 350 million, so it's at 452 million dollars.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was at 456?
Oh, yeah, that'd be a good one.
Squid Game.
Oh, yeah, okay. But I think the only problem with No Time to Die, obviously, is just the budget, because I've heard that it had ballooned up to like 300 million.
Which
because the advertising.
The thing is, though, I didn't think. I mean, you can go back. I think we both agreed on this. Did not think it was going to come remotely close to that. To even getting $1 back into Jeff Bezos' pocket now that he owns MGM. I would confidently say I think this movie is going to make at least $1, because if the production budget, pandemic included, went up to 300 million, which I can buy, because they said first of all, Danny Boyle left this film because he wanted to do more and he couldn't with the budget. So they lowered the budget as is from Spectre because Spectre was such a disappointment. So I believe this movie probably originally would have had like $110 million budget or like 125, which isn't bad. Like that's not a bad. It's just it's a lower budget for especially Craig's last Bond picture. But I mean, the visual. I mean, you really couldn't tell any sort of budgetary limitations from this to Spectre, except for Spectre had that explosion, the world record for the biggest explosion on film.
Oh.
Yeah. Did you know that? That's the
No, I didn't.
that when they blow up spoiler alert, when they blow up like Blofeld's like lab or whatever you want to call it, compound, that's the biggest real explosion ever on film.
Oh.
Yeah. They literally have like their world record and stuff.
I bet it was a not great movie.
Exactly, yeah. But what I was saying was, if the production budget, if you include COVID, got up to $300 million, the marketing was definitely a lot on this. So if this thing can make like $500 million, it'll probably be at least a little profitable if they're being truthful with how much they really paid for it. Which is not that far off of. And again, like I was saying, it's now the number 2 worldwide grossing film of 2021 and also the post-pandemic. Which, by the way, do you know what today is the 1-year anniversary of?
No, what?
1 year ago today, I went back to work.
Oh,
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, we opened on... It's almost exactly the same because we opened on... I think we opened on a Friday instead of a Thursday, which was kind of weird. So then we had to wait a whole week to get back onto a correct schedule. But we opened on the 23rd, but I went back to work on the 20th. And I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. Like, I told my roommate today, I was like, the way I phrased it was, I was like, it's crazy to me that it's been a year since my year off. Like, that's how long it's been.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like, the fact that March 16th, 2022 is right around the corner. Like, that's insane. That's so nuts. But yeah. So hopefully Bond just keeps, hopefully all these movies just keep grossing. And you know what? Honestly, with the pandemic delays and stuff like that, yes, The Last Duel I think disappointed, but Ridley Scott's got House of Gucci coming right up after this, so it's not going to be any that I think is going to be. I don't think
that'll be any. If I'm being completely honest, I don't see that being any better.
Well, I was going to say I think with the powerhouse of honestly just the draw and powerhouse of again Adam Driver and then Lady Gaga, I think that the two of them together, plus everybody else, plus Al Pacino, plus Jared Leto, plus Jeremy Irons. I mean, I look at the standee every day, and it says right at the top, it's like, sorry to Adam Driver, but it says like, Oscar winner, Oscar winner, Oscar winner,
nominated.
Oscar nominated, Oscar winner, Oscar winner. So it's like they are definitely. I feel like they're putting more clout behind this than like The Last Duel was just kind of like witness the epic tale. This is gonna be an Oscar movie. Come see it. So I think it's gonna do better, not much better, but I think I would say maybe House of Gucci could be like $15 million opening weekend, but I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
What do you think Eternals is gonna make opening weekend?
Well, it broke record for pre-sale, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I want to say, what was Endgame?
What was Endgame's opening weekend?
Yeah, I'm not saying it's gonna hit that. I'm just curious. Obviously, there's no pandemic, and
I think it was domestically was 327 million.
I'm gonna say.
Think about what I just said.
370 million.
$327 million in 3 days.
Yeah.
In one country.
I'm gonna say.
Go honk yourself.
75.
Oh, Eternals. I thought we were talking about House of Gucci for a second. I was like, whoa.
House of Gucci.
I was like, oh my God.
I'm gonna say 75.
House of Gucci. You know what I mean?
75.
I'm gonna go higher. I'm gonna say. I think it'll beat Shang-Chi and Black Widow, but I don't think it's gonna beat Venom. So I'm going to say $91 million. $91.2 million.
Okay.
I think
Remember
it's just
that.
got a lot of people. I think it's just got a lot of people gearing up for it. It's got a lot of
I disagree because
people.
I think if you're not already an MCU fan, you're not going to see this.
You think?
I don't think so.
Well, I will say too, I was just talking to my roommate about this movie before we went live, and like she didn't even know what it was. Like I didn't do like explain it to her, and even then she didn't know what it was. And like she has watched most or some of the Marvel movies and stuff, but like she'll know like she knew like when Loki was coming out. Like she watched WandaVision. She watched parts of Loki, parts of Falcon and Winter Soldier. Like she knew that Black Widow was coming out. Like she knew but like this she like had no clue what it even was. Like she knows obviously Spider-Man's coming out at the end of the year. Like that stuff. So I think maybe you might be right. I might be going a little overboard. I don't know. But I'm sticking with it. 91.2.
Yeah. So we'll come back to that when it comes out.
Yeah.
So I think looking at all the news we have and that we still want to talk about Halloween Kills, I think maybe we should
and DC Fandome.
I think maybe we should pick one or two, I want to say, news things, maybe. Cuz we don't want to be sitting here at 10:30 and still.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So,
well, let's just run through them real quick.
Okay.
All right. So, let's see here.
This is never easy, is it?
No, just because I'm
Oh,
blind.
okay. That was actually easier than I thought it was
gonna be. So first off being, now this is unconfirmed by a major trade or anything like that as of right now. But we are getting reports, from, I think it's only at this point one source, so take this with a massive grain of salt, but nevertheless, people are reporting on it, so we wanted to talk about it. There are heavy rumors circulating that somehow the long-standing deal with Universal that I think we talked briefly about it on the show like a month ago or something. The ongoing deal with Universal, which prevented Marvel Studios from being able to make standalone Hulk films, has somehow been undone, and that there is a rumored World War Hulk film slated to start production as soon as early 2022. So as soon as like within 6 months starting production on this film. So again,
that to me would mean they've had this in the barrel
pipeline or whatever,
for a very long time, and they just didn't say anything. Because this could also explain their shifting in their movies.
Yeah.
If it's true. I don't know if it's true. But, I think that would be really cool. And, obviously, we have the Edward Norton movie and is he rumored to be coming back? Or are we just saying that because Tim Roth is back as Abomination?
Who, Edward Norton?
Yeah. Was that rumored?
As the Hulk?
Or do I just make that up?
Oh, I think it was like rumored for like Doctor Strange, like a multiverse thing.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like,
so
no,
we had his movie.
Like,
not the best movie in my opinion. But I think it'd be really cool to see Mark Ruffalo in a standalone Hulk movie.
And now I think the way that the MCU goes, now they don't make movies like The Incredible Hulk. They'll say The Incredible Hulk was okay. Ross is looking for Bruce. Betty gets caught in the middle. Big fight at the end. Like that was basically it. Now it's like Kevin's just going to say, okay, what does somebody need to make the pitch perfect Hulk movie? We will throw hundreds of millions of dollars at it to make it the best movie that it could possibly be. Whereas before, Iron Man, yes, he was a fully CG character, but not fully CG, but a lot of it was CG. But the Hulk, there's no way getting around that, is every shot of the Hulk being the Hulk is way more money than every shot of Tony being Iron Man in those first two movies. Yeah. And it's like, so it's kind of one of those things where it's like, yeah, I'm sure Iron Man probably wouldn't have been as much of a hit if he only was Iron Man for 3 scenes. And then the movie was over. You know what I mean? So it's like, now we got a whole movie where he was the Hulk the entire movie. Yeah. Well, 2 of them, actually. I was thinking of Thor Ragnarok, but then I remembered that Endgame exists.
Yep.
Like, that's crazy to me. But I don't know. If this happens, I think it's amazing, great news. Do you think it's going to happen?
I think so, because they're not doing anything with. Just leave them They still have the theme park rights, right?
Yeah.
Is there some weird thing where it's like you can't have a Hulk ride 75 miles from or something? Is it like something weird like that? Aren't there like those distance kind of clauses in there?
Well,
or
it's
some
like
shit
the
that?
east of the Mississippi or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. Like maybe you're just
Disney
like
can't have a Spider-Man ride east of the Mississippi. That's why there's no Avengers campus
in Disney World.
In Disney World,
okay.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just like, here, keep the Hulk. You don't have to change your roller coaster. Just I think do they still have that?
Well, Universal still even has a Spider-Man thing.
Oh, okay.
Because of that same rule.
So maybe just go keep this. You're not doing anything with the film rights.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing? So
actually, I just thought of. I mean, I guess for obvious reasons, but the Hulk is like. For as big a deal as Avengers Campus is with how they update the character designs based on the new things, like they literally will week to week they changed how Loki was dressed in the theme park based on the episode.
Oh yeah,
like they're doing that stuff. Like they just turned Cap into Zombie Cap for I think a month.
Okay.
And like I think Spider-Man is What If Spider-Man right now, but like they have Spider-Man at the park, but like there is no. I could be wrong. I don't even think there's a mention of Bruce Banner, let alone. I mean, granted, how would you do the Hulk?
Probably
you can't do a costume, but like you would think if they can't have the Hulk there physically, like you can't have Rocket Raccoon there physically, but they're gonna have that Guardians ride.
Right.
It's like you'd think they would do something with the Hulk, but you're right. Maybe the deal with Universal, they can't do anything with him, which probably, but I don't know. All right, so next up. We have a story with Yahya
Abdul
Mateen. What did I say? Yahya Matul or Abdul.
Yeah.
I mixed up all of his names. So we have a report that he talked a little bit about his character in the Matrix 4 Resurrections. So basically he said this character is on a journey of self-discovery. There's a lot in our story that's about growth and defining your own path. He confirms that he is playing a, quote, kind of different iteration of Morpheus.
Not sure what that means, but...
not sure what that means, like you said. But very interesting, and at least confirmation that's in some way, shape, or form he's playing a version of Morpheus.
Yeah.
And then also the second news was that we got the official rating for I keep saying The Matrix. It's just Matrix Resurrections, yeah. Which is R for graphic violence. I think it was like sexual imagery and language.
Interesting.
What are your thoughts on that? Were all the previous Matrixes
I don't
rated
know.
R?
That's what I was going to ask you.
Okay. Look that up.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think. Again, I've only seen the first one. Because I know, not that I haven't wanted to watch second and third, but
yes,
now I have a reason.
They were rated R.
Oh, okay. So I guess that's just kind of sticking with what they have done previously. Because I'm trying to think. Like, there's nothing like in the first one. There's nothing like egregious or anything, right?
No, yeah, I don't think so, but I'm like trying to think. I don't know. How funny is that like we're at so many different places with movies where like Spider-Man No Way Home, we've known the synopsis for how long. We finally got a trailer, but we have no poster. Right. I just pulled up Matrix.
The poster.
Yeah,
what is the poster?
I just pulled up Matrix Resurrections, and it's like we have a full-length trailer, a teaser poster, but the plot is currently unknown. It's like even after the trailer, it's like we don't even. It literally just says plot currently unknown. I just think it's so funny how different things are like releasing information about their movies. But we did get a report that apparently January 25th there might be the official No Way Home trailer number 2 and a poster.
Wait, when?
January
okay. I was like
October 25th.
Oh, okay.
Like 5 days from now.
Interesting.
Which bring it on if that's the case. That's pretty cool. I don't know how much credibility there is to that or whatever, but that'd be awesome. And then I think we can just talk about the last two stories here. which is and we'll kind of get your thoughts on it too. If I can pull it up here, hang on. There we go. So many buttons.
Wow, you really got to put that one in there.
Well, that's what I want to talk about. So, Squid Game is not Squid Game, not games. At you people on the internet calling it Squid Games all the time. Squid Game is now officially, no qualifications necessary, officially the highest watched #1 thing that Netflix has ever produced. I have some numbers for you, and I want to know your thoughts.
Which, it's funny because I've seen some
or is ever
tweets.
Put out.
It's funny because I've seen some tweets where, and I don't know if they're people that watch a lot of movies or anything or shows or, but I think I saw 1 or 2 tweets that was like, wow, Vaughn was right. Because remember, he was like, oh, if you just get past that little white text box.
Oh, yeah.
It'll really open your mind up to a bunch of new and exciting ideas and movies and shows and stuff like that.
Bong Hive 2021.
And I think that's great
to
hear that and that's just crazy to me. That is.
So the numbers are, they bought it.
Right.
For 21.4. So first of all, the show itself cost $15 million to make.
Okay.
Which is insane because it looks great.
It looks really good.
And it's a lot of giant practical sets.
Set pieces, yeah.
There are some, do you get to tug of war yet?
That was
okay.
4th or 5th episode.
Yeah, that was it was a fully practical set, but a CG green screen backdrop because of how big it was. But
and floor.
Yes. Yes. It's kind of the most important part of it. And there is, you haven't gotten there yet, but the final game, second to last game, the next game you're going to do, the glass game, if anybody knows, that was clearly a CG set, but a real set, but green screen background and stuff, because, again, just enormous. But everything else, and then the finale, the final game, all that's all practical. The Dalgona game, the what do you want to call it? The butterscotch thing with the shape and stuff. That entire room, everything in there was practical. And a lot of the violence and stuff, it's all just blood packs and little squib things and stuff. They really, I think, save the budget a lot. But I digress with myself. $15 million production budget. Netflix bought it for $21.4 million, and it's currently been watched by 142.6 million Netflix accounts. Mm-hmm. That's just the account.
Right.
And I believe so. Netflix is kind of wonky with what they count as a view, but either way, a view makes money. So that's the main thing that is important. But the way that I think it's with a movie, 2 minutes or more counts as a view. Okay. I think with a show, it's much more. I think it's 20 minutes or more counts as a view, or 15 minutes or something like that. But just you think about the amount of revenue that has been generated. And they already announced that they're doing Funkos. They're gonna have Squid Game Funko Pops and stuff, which I think
they're gonna say season 2. I was like, please don't.
Well,
actually, don't say anything.
Yeah, okay. I literally almost put the picture that I used for the image for Squid Game. I almost put one from the finale, and then I remembered that I was like, I didn't even think that. Well, I didn't know that you had gotten to this one, but this was very non-spoilery. Yeah. But I was gonna use a picture from the finale, and then I remembered.
What I'll say about the show, because as you know, we just finished episode 6, so maybe we'll actually watch episode 7 when I get back home.
Watch 7 and 8.
Okay, they got it.
8's the one. Well, no, they don't. But save the finale because 8's the one that's only 21 minutes.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So watch 7 and 8, and then let the anticipation build again.
I think it really started to get for me and Danielle 4 and 5, around 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm. Because 3 is the one where they finally go back to the games and stuff.
Right. And 2 was kind of just, you know,
too much. What did Danielle say? Too much home life.
Yeah, it was just kind of like, why are we? You know, it's like, this is called Squid Game. Where are the games? Where's, you know, I think I'm just a little nervous that not everything's gonna come full circle at the end.
It will.
Okay.
It does. There's a reason that so many people are watching it and people are saying that it's so good. It in my opinion, it fully sticks every landing I wanted from it.
Okay.
There's one or two. Oh, so I asked you before last week. I was like, "Do you have any theories?" And you're like, "I don't really think it's that kind of show." Do you have theories now?
Yeah, like thinking now, like I just came up with something, and I'm like I really think I'm right.
Just throw it out.
I don't want to because I don't.
I will not give you any reaction.
I really don't want to.
No, I won't.
Okay, so like one thing I'm thinking is I don't know if I should say it because I don't want you to give me a look or anything.
I will not. I promise.
I don't believe you.
I promise you I will
I
not.
don't believe you.
I won't even look at you when you say it.
I don't believe you.
Okay.
I think we know who the captain is. That's his name, right?
The
captain? Or the guy with the black
the
face
front
mask.
man?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Although there is some talk about these VIPs, and so I don't know what that's about. I haven't heard of that yet.
Who do you think it is?
I don't want to say.
I literally will not register anything.
I think it's this actually just came to my mind. I wasn't thinking until you were talking.
Okay.
I think it's the cop's brother.
Oh, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I always forget that the cop storyline is like in there.
See, now that is something where I'm like, in my head, I'm like, okay, is this gonna,
it does
come full circle?
It does, yeah. Not as much. Like that's more. I won't spoil anything for you.
Okay.
But he might be like an element of like if there were to be a season 2. So it's like he wraps up and it's like, okay, good, but he doesn't wrap up, in my opinion, just as good as the game element does.
Right, yeah.
But it's still satisfying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. See, I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything about it.
There's been a death, maybe 2 actually, that I was surprised about. Which I won't say in case anybody hasn't watched the show or anything.
Yeah.
And then I'm not gonna. I don't know if that's the end of the whole kind of doctor storyline. I don't know if that's the end of that storyline. Don't say anything or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I am very much enjoying it.
It's very, very good.
I mean, I guess not. Not enjoying it, but
it's very, very good. Yeah, it's really, really good. So good, such a good show. Oh my god. All right, so the last subject of news that I wanted to talk about today was we have to play another game of one of our favorite games on this show, which is the release date shuffle. So Disney this week really let us have it with the changes to the release calendar. Now, this is apparently, according to Kevin Feige, even said stuff about it like, not to worry, this is not a thing. I think a couple people from Marvel actually spoke out about it. Oh, yeah, Kevin Feige right here. Kevin Feige says the Marvel release date delays are because of production shifts and changes, and because we have so many slots, we can just shift slots. Yeah, so it's like, so basically, and then I think it was Victoria, what's her name? Victoria Alonso, I think, who's another big executive over at Marvel, said that it basically was to prevent a like ripple effect. So basically they just shifted everything down. It's just purely production stuff. So no productions are actually getting delayed. It's just to kind of make the release schedule a little more easy.
Oh, okay. So kind of like, because they're shifted, like some of them shifted 3 months. I don't know if that was all of them.
Yeah, no, the biggest shift was Quantumania, which what
was that, like a full year?
Not a full year, but over 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like Doctor Strange, I think moved 3 months to May instead of
Doctor Strange moved very. I lied. The biggest pushback was definitely Indiana Jones.
Oh,
that was an entire year.
That was a whole year. Yeah,
which means that film is currently set to release on June 30th, 2023. Its original release date was like March 2019. So like, the man is not getting any younger, folks.
No.
But I saw a clip of him on
filmed and everything.
I was gonna say I saw a clip of him, paparazzi film of him on set. You throwing a punch. I mean, he's 80, but he's Harrison Ford still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's not like a cripple.
No.
But yeah, the big ones were, so Doctor Strange moves from March 25th to May 6th. Then kind of this is where we get the kind of cascade effect. Thor Love and Thunder moves from May 6th to July 8th. Black Panther moves from July 8th to November 11th. The Marvels moves from November 11th to February 17th. 2023. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, moves from February 17th, 2023, all the way back to July 28th, 2023. So that was kind of the biggest shift, but that was only because I believe they are trying to not move their big May movie that year, which is a currently unannounced film.
Interesting.
Oh, no. What am I talking about? Not that. Currently very much announced, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Which started filming.
Yeah, so basically Ant-Man moved 2 slots because they didn't want to push Guardians, which, fair enough, Guardians has already gotten pushed so much, even regardless of COVID, because of the whole James Gunn situation. I mean, that movie, Guardians 3, I think its original release date was 2019. Like, it was supposed to be, I think it was supposed to be the movie right after Far From Home.
Oh.
Which obviously did not happen. But yeah, so we got a lot of release dates moving and grooving. But yeah, that'll do it for the news. The next thing I want to talk about before we end off on some Halloween kills is, of course, we got the full trailer, I think they called it.
I don't think final trailer. I think they'll do another one.
It's coming out so soon, though. But for
okay,
Batman,
I said it in the reaction.
Yeah.
Are you shocked? Oh no, I actually asked you.
Yeah.
So you're not shocked it's coming out in March?
No, because I think that's it. Wasn't that previously announced, or wasn't it? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I had initially been like, but I saw it like when they released those 2 posters. So I was like, oh, okay. I was like, May 4th.
Those are going to be hot commodities. Those posters.
Believe you me, I don't even know if I'm putting one in the poster case. If we get 2,
hopefully you get a lot.
I was gonna say if we get, well, hopefully we might get 2 of each.
Yeah.
Of the, because there's 2. It's kind of interesting what they did. There's 2 official theatrical posters.
There's Batman and there's
and Riddler. Which is like interesting to have the villain who the trailer kind of gives me the vibe that maybe he isn't even the full main villain, but like.
Oh, I disagree.
Okay, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's talk about it then. Let's talk about that, because I want to disagree.
Okay.
Because for me, yes, Jim Carrey's Riddler is fantastic. 1966 Batman. Shout out Samwise Gamgee, his dad, Sean Astin's dad, John Astin, original Riddler, or one of the original Riddlers. Great, but like, they were both kind of goofy Riddler. Like, to have like Riddler that's like a serial killer is and Paul Dano, like, I have one word: prisoners, right?
Yeah.
Like that
there will be blood.
Yeah, exactly, like the Riddler being played by Paul Dano in a movie like this, directed by Matt Reeves, like, sounds amazing. Yeah. But I worry because Batman says in the trailer, he says, you know, it's all a powder keg and Riddler's the match or whatever. I'm like, so what does that mean? I'm like, does that mean that Riddler is the one setting off all these stuff because he's the main bad, or does it mean that Riddler is just leading to someone bigger?
Yeah, I originally said I didn't even say that. I was hyped off my mind in the reaction, but I was talking to Brandon.
Did you see my reaction to The Flash?
No.
I like screamed. Did you watch the Flash footage?
Yeah, I watched it.
Oh, okay. I like screamed when
Keaton showed up.
It just when the ears. Yeah, I was because he was doing the voiceover, and I was like, "Is that Michael Keaton?" I was like, "Huh?"
It's funny because you knew he was in it too, and it's just like,
and it's still
it, like,
to see really how much. Like, now we know those rumors must have been true. That he is it is not a small role. He is a massive. Yeah.
I'm interested to see Ben Affleck in it.
Me too.
I'm actually. It like didn't even occur to me like that he wasn't in that at all.
Yeah. Well, they said it is a smaller thing, which I think people are like, oh, it's because they're gonna kill him and he's gonna need a Bruce Wayne's help or something. And I'm like, I think it's more likely that it's probably gonna be like Batman and Flash team up and work together all the time, because that's what we saw in Justice League, that they, you know, are friendly with each other, and they were the two that mainly teamed up and stuff. I think it's just going to be something where Ben Affleck's in it because him and Barry are working on something together. They have one action scene, and then Barry probably gets sucked into another universe. That's what I think is going to happen.
You see another version of him.
Which do you think
next to him?
Do you think that's like the Reverse Flash or something? A lot of people were saying that. I didn't get that vibe.
People were thinking that was Keaton's universe's Flash, which I don't know if that makes any sense. I thought I saw that somewhere.
I mean, that's wrong. I think if you just take the trailer like face value, I think you could say that.
Because I mean, it's literally just Ezra Miller in a different suit. So like,
and a different hair, like he's got floppy hair.
Yeah, and then you have Supergirl, right?
Yeah, Supergirl's there too, which is awesome.
Next to him. But okay, sorry.
But do you think that Flash is evil? Real quick.
No, I didn't get that impression.
Okay, because there's a lot of people thinking that that's gonna be secretly the Reverse Flash, that he's pretending to help or something, but is kind of like it was me. Because Reverse Flash, in the show too, like that's where the whole Harrison Wells thing came from. Like he takes people's faces and morphs his face, and he has in the comics before gotten plastic surgery to look like Barry. That's because the Reverse Flash, he's obsessed with he wants like the life that Barry has, like that kind of thing.
Is he the main villain in the Flashpoint? In Flashpoint?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I've seen the animated movie.
Yeah, he's the guy in the yellow suit.
Right.
Eobard
Okay.
Thawne.
Yeah.
It's just sometimes he goes by Barry Allen, sometimes because he literally fully adopts his identity sometimes. Gotcha. But yeah, Reverse Flash as is Eobard Thawne.
Gotcha.
From the future.
So I was talking to Brandon about Batman.
Oh yeah, the Batman trailer.
I was under the impression that maybe Riddler is this movie's villain, and I think Penguin carries over.
Yes, because Penguin. The vibe I got from this was there was a lot of Penguin in the trailer. Yeah. I think that's all the Penguin that's in the movie. Like I was like, okay. So to me, I think Penguin
unrecognizable. Like,
bro, don't even get me started. Like, but what do you think about the deal with that? Like, people are complaining about that, and with Jared Leto in House of Gucci, that it's like, why don't you cast somebody that actually fits that? Which, in Matt Reeves' defense, he did. It was supposed to be like, why are you putting like 100 pounds of prosthetics on somebody when you could just cast somebody who looks like that or who could fit that part better? But my thing on it is, well, at the end of the day, it's not about the look that fits it better. It's about the performance that fits it better.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like, and I know, like I said, I'm not faulting Matt Reeves because originally it was supposed to be Jonah Hill.
Oh yeah.
But then he turned it down pretty publicly.
I thought it was like he wanted to be. Wasn't it like him and Riddler too? Like he wanted to be the Riddler. Or something?
I think he got offered Penguin and he wanted Riddler, and they said no.
Gotcha.
Because it's like, well, if they wanted Paul Dano. Oh, exactly, yeah. Like that. But I think
Jonah Hill, great actor. But
exactly.
Paul Dano just like he didn't usually take.
Yeah, and also who knows? Now Jonah Hill's open to come back and be somebody else.
I love Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
As a villain or whatever.
Absolutely.
In a superhero movie.
But yeah, I think the Penguin is probably going to be
sorry, real quick. I think Zoe Kravitz carries over through every movie.
Yeah.
I don't think she died.
Do you think like the Riddler will die though, or do you think he'll just be put away in Arkham?
I think he'll just be put away.
Okay. Because we see that he's in Arkham in the trailer.
I don't know why, but there is a Paul Dano kind of voiceover, I think, in the middle of the trailer.
Yeah,
and he does
what's black and blue and dead all over.
He, when he says "you," I don't know why, but that like hit me. Like it sounded almost kind of like a Heath Ledger type Joker way to saying it. I don't know what it was, but it kind of I was like, and man, like he obviously we've seen kind of very little of what he looks like. But I think like his kind of just like everything he's wearing is just like so much more different than what you would expect. Obviously.
Yes.
And again, this movie looks like hella grounded. Something I said in the reaction that later I saw on Twitter, and I was like, "Oh, I'm stupid." So when he's walking down the hallway, and he's
and they're firing the machine
They're
guns.
firing, and it's like only lit by like the firing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, that's like Rogue One, and then when Darth Vader at the end is walking down, and I was like, and then I saw a video on Twitter, and it's like Dark Knight Rises. I think that happens then.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, which I was like, oh shit, I should have said that. But in my opinion, this looks way better.
Then what?
Than Dark Knight Rises, because I saw the video of Dark Knight Rises, and I was like, it's kind of just his face, like kind of,
Oh yeah.
But I think this looks way cooler.
Like,
here's a question I have for you. What did you think about? You get a glimpse of the voice. What did you think about that?
So I thought.
Sorry, real quick. It doesn't seem like he's going with a like obviously like Ben Affleck's is kind of modulated.
Yeah, like electronically.
Christian Bale is very like,
raspy.
Yeah. Like he's kind of just like almost his regular voice, maybe a little deeper, but that's about it.
Yeah.
So what did you think about that?
I liked it. I mean, I thought it was a little. I think his face looks pretty funny when he's like doing the little jaw thing where he's like. It's like, look at that. Oh my God. Just look at that for a second.
That so
Holy crap. I love when he's like, Penguin's like, I got you. Here we go. Look at this.
He has some funny moments in this.
Look at that. That is like, that's like a demon coming to get you like in the night. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, March 4th. Let's just look at that again. That
must have been announced already. Wow. Because I feel like it wasn't. Nobody made a big deal out of it.
Yeah.
I just thought it was really soon. Man.
Like, look at that. Just the imagery of him like upside down, like, it's like a bat.
Yeah.
But like, just look at that. Woo. Man, what a freaking trailer. This trailer gets a freaking A plus. Like
Voice.
I think I like that he's not doing what everybody that came before him or what other people that came before him did, but I think it makes sense that it's just a little like
it makes sense to be like a little raspy or anything. Like,
it's kind of like what Kevin Conroy says, where it's like the main voice, like your voice, you're like.
I mean, not everybody has a voice,
like,
Kevin Conroy.
Well, yeah, but like you're like I'm Batman. Like you're that voice.
Yeah.
Should be the voice, and then your Bruce Wayne voice is the mask. You know what I mean? Like that's.
I think what it was weird to me was like when he says "I'm vengeance,"
his little skinny sunglasses.
Yeah. The "I'm vengeance" really works for me. Like that voice really works, but like when he's yelling, that didn't work for me.
And granted, that is through like a prison like two-way thing,
right?
Because it sounds very. He's like. It's like you're like, what did he say? And he says like, what did you do? But it's like it sounds super muffled.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yes.
Yeah, it sounds muffled and like tinny.
Yeah, so that might have been what it is.
Yeah, but so hopefully it doesn't, because that's real. I think that's the only line that we got him speaking as Batman.
Other than the "I'm vengeance" thing. But,
true.
But we saw that in the last one. So.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Also, when he's
wailing on the guy,
that to me looks like a different shot. Also, just look at the cinematography.
That was crazy.
Let's see, where am I talking about? Because he's wailing on him, man. He's freaking just pounding. Oh man, what a guy!
And he shocks the guy, I think.
Yeah, that was really cool when he freaking.
I'm glad to know that when he gets shot right there, he doesn't do the what he did in the last trailer. You know that like big yell he does?
Oh yeah,
I'm glad it's not at that point. That made me feel a little bit better.
Like look at his little mouth. Where is it?
I think Zoe Kravitz looks fantastic.
Oh, absolutely.
This really is like an all-star cast too. Yeah, I see. It
looks kind of like the hell is going on there.
I think he looks good though. Like that.
Yeah, that. Oh my God, really it looks great. And this is Robert Pattinson from Twilight, right?
Yeah, and many other movies.
Yeah, and many others. Oh yeah, here it is. So when he's pounding on this guy, that wasn't the scene, but that was the scene I was talking about. It's the scene from the last trailer, but it looks like a different shot.
Oh,
Did you notice that? It looks like it's shot from the other side. So is that like a reshoot of that scene or something, or just a different pickup or something? I don't know. Maybe. But I think I think everything in this looks better than the first trailer.
His back. I'm assuming that's him. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
but it's all
he gets tossed.
Yeah.
Also, in that scene right there, I really love the cape. I like that it's a shorter cape. You know what I mean? It's like the cape doesn't even touch the ground. We saw that in kind of the beginning of the first trailer, but I think trailer for me 100% 10 out of 10.
I completely agree.
And the thing that we haven't talked about due to copyright reasons so far, the score, the just but like it's already iconic. It's like what's his name? It's Michael Giacchino, and it's like he does like half the Marvel stuff. So somebody better lock him down to an exclusivity before he jumps ship on either franchise. Or, just hopefully he can still, because he does Doctor Strange. Although Danny Elfman took over from him from the first one, but he did the first Doctor Strange. He does the Spider-Man movies, like that kind of stuff, and Ant-Man. So hopefully he can keep crossing the aisle back and forth. But yeah, the trailer is so good. Did you say 10 out of 10?
I would agree. Yeah. I'm hyped.
So freaking good. And that's really it. Like, the actual event of DC Fandome definitely sucked a lot more than the first year. Like, no doubt at all. Like, it definitely sucked way more than the first one, which is unfortunate, but whatever. I was carving pumpkins and watching it, and then I was basically running up here to do the trailer reactions. You can go check out. We have a trailer reaction to
Suicide Squad,
Kills Justice
Flash,
Batman, Peacemaker, and Batman.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go. So we have those 4 up on the channel right
7
now.
watching. Shout out all you 7 people.
Yeah, shout out everybody watching. If you haven't already,
like, comment.
Yeah, subscribe, like, comment, and jump in the chat. Let us know what your thoughts on the Batman trailer were. Just let us know what your thoughts on the Batman trailer were right now, and we will read it out when you send it in.
Person, his name's Lily Person,
there you go.
says, would you guys have fought back as a firefighter in Halloween Kills? Real quick, we'll pivot to Halloween Kills, and real quick, DC Fandome. I didn't watch. And I only literally saw the Batman trailer, like live, and not actually live. I saw it was going, and I left and did the reaction. So I don't have any comment. I think one of the games they didn't have a release date. Maybe they didn't have for either of them, which kind of makes me a little nervous. Like Gotham Knights, I feel like at this point.
Gotham Knights didn't have one. Because Suicide Squad, I remember I talked about the release date in the... Because it's soon.
When is it?
I think it's February 2022.
Oh my God. There's like a gazillion... I don't know off the top of my head, but I know for a fact there's a gazillion things coming out in February. But Gotham Knights kind of scares me.
Yeah, because I don't think they had one.
And then now that they don't have a release date, and the next year is just kind of...
questionable.
Again, not that it's going to be a bad game or anything, but it just, I don't know, it just makes me nervous.
Maybe they'll wait until
especially because Suicide Squad seemed like the game that was farther
along.
Like, it would have been like kick it down like another year and a half.
I see.
And it seemed like Gotham Knights was coming out sooner. But so I don't really have any comment on DC Fandome. I heard it sucked. Which sucks.
Yeah, the problem is they need to strike a balance between, I think, what Marvel and Lucasfilm did at the Investors Day was perfect. First of all, the Investors Day as a whole was way better than, and I'm sorry, and this is not a Disney versus Warner Brothers things. The Investors Day thing was way better produced. It moved quicker, and it gave fans the information that they wanted to know.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
We need to not forget, it was called Investors Day. This is to show you,
exactly.
Hey, this is where our content we're producing. Let's watch our stock price go up $100.
And I think and that's my point. I think they fail. I think the Fandome, which is supposed to be more for the fans,
should have been
failed.
Investors Day.
It failed at what Investors Day achieved.
Right, yeah.
Now, the only thing I'll say is Investors Day, they moved at a freaking clip. Like, you know what I mean? I think Kathleen Kennedy, she announced 16 projects, right? Her presentation was about 8 minutes long. Kevin's was, I think, 10 projects, and his was like 4 minutes long, because he was just, and we're excited to introduce for the first time, that Tim Roth will be joining her later this year in She-Hulk, and next up we have, you know what I mean? Like, that's it. And it was just boom, 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 boom. Like, if they can strike a balance of that But instead of 5 minutes for the whole thing, just like 5 minutes on each thing, and you can make it an hour-long event. That's all we want. Like, the fact that Fandome was 4 hours, and they just kept dragging it out, and it's like, okay, I enjoyed the behind-the-scenes look at Aquaman 2. That was really cool. I enjoyed the behind-the-scenes look at Shazam. That was really cool. I liked the 10 seconds we saw of Black Adam. Like, I mean, that was pretty much nothing. But, like, you know, I like that stuff. But the problem is they're an hour apart, and they're 5 minutes long. You know what I mean? It's like I got to watch this 4-hour event when you can just basically, you know, hop on to, you know, the Planet Film Network and watch the trailer reactions right now.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, why? No, but really, though, like, honestly, you don't have to watch us, but I mean, thanks for watching us. But you could really just get the same gist by just hopping online and watching the footage afterwards.
Right.
And that's, like, really disappointing because it's like, and I feel like there was no announcements. There was no announcements.
No.
Actually, were there any No, I don't think there were actually.
Because last year you didn't know about the Suicide Squad game. You didn't know.
Exactly.
Did you know about Gotham Knights?
I don't think so.
Knew about that
I think
either.
there was. I think between both of those games, it was a rumored sequel to Arkham is going to be announced.
Right.
And we still don't really know which one of those is the sequel to Arkham,
right.
but which story-wise it seems like Gotham Knights would be, but apparently based on the studios,
it's not.
It's the other way around, but
all right. So let's get into Halloween Kills to kind of wrap up here. So we both watched it. I think we both watched it on Peacock, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Real quick to answer
the title
person's question.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't. I would try, but I probably would be dead anyway. Because from this movie, he is just No, you're not. He's not.
What was it?
He's not.
One of the firefighters,
you're not fighting back.
One of the firefighters was holding something really funny.
Was it the water hose?
Yeah.
What was that gonna do?
He was, and granted, those things are heavy, but you got to get some like Wonder Woman level swing or like Thor level swing on that to make it hit anything. It's not going to do anything to Michael Myers.
It was fun. It's funny because like thinking about the movie, I was like in the beginning when they're going to the house. Spoilers for this is going to be full spoilers.
Yeah, this is a full spoiler. Let's give our rating real quick, and then it's because of this discussion. It's got to be full.
Okay,
spoilers,
so out of stars, I gave it 1.5 out of 5.
Wow.
Yes.
What did you give 2018?
I didn't rate it at the time.
What would you give it?
I'd probably give it like a 3.5.
What would you give 78?
Oh, I gave it like 4.5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I would give this higher than that. I would give it a 3 out of 5.
Okay.
1.5. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
The script really.
I'll let you lead with it. Okay. I'll
let
let you lead with it because I don't know if maybe I gotta watch it again or something, but to me it didn't have as glaring problems as I think people thought it did. But like I saw like that one tweet I sent you that was like, man, people will do anything in this world.
I sent that to you.
Oh, that's what it was.
But yeah, people will say anything, but
except this movie is bad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know if I'm one of those people. It definitely was a big step down.
I thought it was a big step down from 2018.
Big step down from 2018, but I didn't think it was like irredeemable.
No, I don't. Maybe I'm being really harsh. I don't think it's awful. Mm-hmm. Like I don't think it's like terrible.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's like. In my opinion, I don't really think it's worth going to the movies to see.
Same, yeah.
In my opinion.
And I knew that going into it because I said to our friend Travis, and he's a big horror guy. So like he was like, oh, you're gonna come see Halloween? And I was like, I'm just gonna watch it tonight. And he was like you're gonna stay after and watch it? And I was like, no, it's online. I was like, it's on Peacock. And he was like, oh, he was like, a movie like that. He was like, I have to see it in theaters. And I was like, I get that because it's like the atmosphere, but I was like, when I turn the lights off in here and, I have the TV
I'm scared enough, honestly.
Yeah.
It makes me scared enough. I don't even see it in theater.
I was fine.
I'd love to see Black Phone, but I'm not going to a theater to watch it. Yeah. I will watch from the comfort of my own home because I am not a big horror person, and I just get scared that easily.
Yeah.
Where I just would not. 2018, that's different because it really shouldn't have been different. Because I don't think 2018 had as many jump scares, if I recall. It really wasn't jump scare heavy.
Yeah, not as much as this.
And it was a friends and family screening. So it was kind of a different vibe.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah. But yeah, so for me, the first thing that was awful was the script. The whole evil dies. And I was like, let's say it again. Like, please, like, stop saying it. I'm begging you, stop.
Anthony Michael Hall for me the whole time. I was like, oh, Anthony Michael Hall's in this, and then I was like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah,
I'm
sure Danielle will pop in. She said this film was laughable, coming from a girl who gets terrified from scary movies. I was still scared because
I was definitely still scared,
but she the whole time was kind of like,
I definitely wasn't as scared as the 2018 one. Mm-hmm. But I was still definitely scared, at least, from this one.
Yeah. The whole, like, I don't even know. Like, one of the things that bothered me the most was, like, the stupidity.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in your head, because you have to be like, okay, we faced this guy 40 years ago, right?
Yeah.
You know, this is a legend.
Yeah, exactly 40 years.
This is a legend in this town.
Yeah.
Okay, we know, like, Laurie has built this whole thing, obviously not dead, you know. And also, her believing that he is dead.
I didn't buy that.
That doesn't make
There's
sense
so many, all my problems with not all my problems, most of my problems with this movie are not about Laurie herself, because she's great.
She's not really in it either.
It's what they do with her, yeah. I'm like, are you kidding?
Like her kneeing the doctor in the crotch or whatever.
Like that was so stupid. And it's like, I get that you're picking it up straight from the end of the last movie. Mm-hmm. But like, do you remember the very first teaser that we got of Halloween Kills? It was like last August, and it was like, because back then it was like, oh, it's coming out in October, and then it was and then they pushed
the whole year.
They pushed both movies a full year. It was like it was just the scene of them in the back of the truck going like, let it burn, like, and she was screaming, and I was like, oh, we are going right back into it, like all this stuff. And then it's like, no, we're just gonna watch Laurie wake up from her meds for an hour. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, what? Why is there a 5-minute operating scene in this movie? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
what? I said this to Danielle.
Yeah.
What's with the tape on her eyes? Is that a thing?
That's what I saw too. Maybe because she had like issues or something, or because she's had like psychosis. But she's knocked out. I know. That
doesn't make any sense. I was like, is that actually a thing that surgeons? Because I watched my fair share of Grey's Anatomy. Yeah. I've never seen that.
I've never seen that before.
Those are shows. This is also a movie, so maybe they do that in real life. But that was something, like, the only time I've seen that, I feel like, is like when I think they do it in Phantom Menace, when they're burning Qui-Gon and do they have stones on his eyes or something, or is that in Empire or Return of the Jedi?
No, it's Qui-Gon.
Okay, yeah. So like that, but that's like, that streams to me like more of a culture thing.
Yeah.
Like, this is just she's being operated on and she has tape on her eyes for some
like
reason.
I don't know what that is.
That was just something that like I was like, that doesn't make any sense. The script was I couldn't do the script. The whole Evil Dies Tonight thing was awful to me. Some of the, like, the most ridiculous thing was not the most ridiculous, but a ridiculous thing was when he's in that couple's house.
Like,
the black
what
woman
the hell
and
was
the
all
white
that?
man, the white guy, and
some surgeons do use small pieces of sticking tape to keep the eyelids fully closed during the. So it's basically when she's being put under anesthesia.
Okay.
But that's still an error with the film, because that's not true to life, because they had her fully open and they were operating and stuff. So I guess they would have taken those off or something. I don't know.
So apologies if that's actually a thing.
Either way, it was just weird that the camera lingered on it on the tape for like 10 seconds. Yeah. Like I'm serious. There's literally like a 5-minute operating scene in this film. Like, it's like, why are we watching this so vividly? Like they're like, well, I'm gonna need something on this abdominal wall, and it's like, can we skip over this? Like, all right, she had surgery.
We saw,
boom,
she got stabbed, exactly, yeah.
And my thing is, like, it'd be one thing if you're like, well, they had to do that because of what happened in the last movie. The same guy wrote all 3 of these movies.
Yeah.
He easily could have just written it that she wasn't bedridden for an entire film.
Danny McBride also.
Danny McBride and David Gordon Green, right? Yeah. Which, not to say anything against them for the 2018 one.
No, 2018 one I liked. I thought it was good. That's the thing
that's so weird is that it's the exact same creative team.
Yeah.
It's the exact same creative team. This one, it's just like fell off
a cliff for some reason.
Yeah.
Bigger budget. What I'm talking about when the woman is like laying there. She got stabbed with the
light bulb. Yeah.
So she's laying there. Gruesome. She's still kind of alive. Like she's still kind of
she's just
conscious.
watching it. Yeah.
And he just keeps stabbing the guy with multiple knives. Why?
I think he was testing them.
But what do you mean testing them?
I don't know.
He's already dead.
Or it was just like testing the knives because then he took the last one.
Okay, but like that, it shows it for. I swear, it's a minute or two.
No,
or 3
never
minutes.
mind. I think he just did that because he wanted to.
Yeah,
I think he just did it because he wanted to.
And
because
I told Danielle, I was like,
he's not testing because he just grabs the last one. He doesn't test it. He just grabs it.
Because I told Danielle, I was like, maybe he's like writing a message or something. I was like, maybe, but which obviously he wasn't. Not a thing. Which, in my opinion, I was like, again, I have not seen all the Halloween movies. I've seen like 1, 2, and I think I've seen like another one in there somewhere. Yeah. Then obviously
probably like H2O.
And I feel like he was not like the character of Michael Myers was never that kind of overkill where it was like, I'm gonna stab you with multiple knives while you're already dead.
Yeah,
like he kills you and then like he obviously does his like
on to the next
his
one.
Decoration thing where he kind of hangs you with a mask or whatever.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was, I don't know, maybe it was just...
It's just the way it was shot where it was like, it's supposed to be showing you something while she's laying there, and it's not really showing you anything.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just kind of like, why are you showing me this?
Like, I took that, I was just like, her just staring at, like, the brutality, I guess, but maybe I'm making excuses for it, because I was just like, oh, yeah, I was just like, that's pretty fucked up. I was like, the guy's definitely dead.
No,
yeah. I was like, he just keeps going. Like, I was like, you know what I mean? I was just like, okay. Yeah.
But
again, I might be making excuses for it because I don't know. I think I gave it more of a pass than you and apparently most people. Yeah. But and when I say I gave it more of a pass, I still only gave it a 3 out of 5. So
okay, so what did you think? Okay, so one thing I hated about the movie was what I said, the ignorance and stupidity of all the characters. Mostly in the hospital with the other mental patient.
That
Michael
whole storyline
is 6'4".
I think he's 6'7". Canonically, he's 6'7".
This dude is like Danny DeVito size. Like he's literally like
really when Michael Anthony Hall goes, well, he always wears a mask. How do we know it's not him?
Yes.
This man's 3 feet shorter than Michael Myers. Yeah. What do you mean? Not to mention, he's 3 feet shorter and the same weight.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the guy, like you said, he's Danny DeVito shaped. Yeah. And also he's walking around like,
yeah.
Michael Myers goes like this and murders people and, you know.
That was what really did it for me, was when he said he's always wearing a mask. How do we not know this is him? And I was really like, are you
line
serious?
Drove me insane, yeah.
I was like, Michael Myers, like you said, is 6'7". This dude is like 4'11". I don't know. Like,
and the thing is,
I'm not going with heights.
And the thing is, I mean, Michael Myers, he's like 5 foot, and this guy's got to be like 2'6" or something. Like, that's a joke.
No, I know, but literally.
What's it called though? And the worst part of it is that line, like, well, he never takes the mask off. We, you know, how do we know it's not him? That line would work beautifully in a stronger written scene / area of the movie, because it's like, in this movie he says that and it's just kind of like, what? Why the fuck did he say that? But what you could have done is like have him say that and then have the people look at him and be like, like he's so desperate to not admit that he was wrong, like because it was really,
or at least make him the same height.
It was really like the mob that made that guy jump, but like it was really him that spurred it on with the whole evil dies tonight thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, make it that it's like, oh, he's saying that because his guilt won't even let him acknowledge that it's not Michael.
Right.
Whereas this was just like, there was no context. We didn't go back to that and be like, oh, he's so racked with guilt he can't even admit that he's wrong or something. Because you could use that exact line and that exact delivery if that's the kind of implication you made, but he just says it. Like, that's all he does. He just says it and then the scene ends.
something I thought was stupid was when they're all in the car.
Oh yeah.
Kind of towards the
she's
beginning.
like,
and she's shooting the windows.
Oh my god,
And
that
I
whole.
was like, what are you doing?
I will say though, one of the most gruesome, however, unreal it might be. You talking about the same thing?
The door.
No, I was gonna say when the girl. So there's a girl who's another nurse. In like her Halloween costumes, nurse. She's walking up to him with his big ass gun, and Michael just hits the gun. He
that's what I was talking about. He hits the door, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's right.
He hits the door, and it turns and shoots her in the head.
Yeah, the door hits the gun, turns, and she shoots herself in the head. Me and Danielle
audibly laughed. I was like, what?
To me, I was just like, oh shit, man. I was just like, that's so like just funny and cool and just like whatever. But it is pretty stupid.
That was stupid. Yeah. I was like, what? Come on.
But I just couldn't believe it. It happened so fast too. It was like he just kicked the door and she goes to shoot and she just go.
Yeah. Danielle said, I got anxiety watching all those people. Danielle said they literally saw an injured man in a hospital gown and thought it was Michael. Yeah. Oh my god.
And like Judy Greer, like I felt like it was kind of I felt like Judy Greer was really good in the 2018, and she is really good in this movie. So I don't want to take that away from her. I just mean the writing for her character, like you said, the script. The writing for her character, I didn't believe that she would be like, oh my god, this is the guy. If I can save this guy, I'll feel better about everything like that. And then she's like, I'm going to get you out. And then her answer is to lock him in a hallway that he can't escape from and then leave. Here's an idea. Maybe don't just go to like one side of the doors and not like she should have been, if she was going to be outside the doors, she should have been like, stop. Yeah. Like, listen to me. Yeah. She just like stood there and they ran right past her. And then she like mouthed to Anthony Michael Hall, like, you need to stop this. Like, and it's like, what's going to happen now at this point, Karen? Like,
we haven't even gotten to maybe the two best characters in the entire movie.
Are you talking about Big John and Little John? Oh my god, Big John and Little John. I need Big John and Little John Funko Pops.
So Daniel actually made a good point. Do you think that they knew a lot about this house? Mm-hmm. Now, granted, who wouldn't? It's been 40 years. People.
It's like you said, it's a legend in Haddonfield.
Been more since it happened, I guess. So it'd probably be 60 years since the original incident, and then, I think it was 20 years later you have the 78 one or whatever it is, and then 40 years later you have this one. Is that correct? Something like that. Like I'm not sure about the timeline.
It's 1963 is when he killed his sister.
Yeah.
Then 15 years later was 1978.
Okay. And then
so
40 years after that.
Yeah, so 55 years since he killed his sister, but 40 years since Halloween.
So when he's in the house,
because this whole movie, this movie and the 2018 both take place at the same time. They both take place Halloween 2018.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
shit.
Which they announced. A long night. They announced today, by the way.
Long Halloween. Boom, Batman.
There you go, the Batman. Shout it out. Hashtag PFN. Hashtag the Batman. They announced today that, or Jason Blum was doing an interview or something, and he said Halloween Ends will jump forward to Halloween 2022.
Yeah, Daniel said, "This man walks 2 miles an hour and yet still catches up to healthy people in their 30s who are sprinting." That again, that's just kind been like the whole.
That's always been like a trope of it. Yeah,
Jason does the same thing.
I saw a TikTok that was like Michael Myers POV, Michael Myers when nobody's looking, and it's like GoPro footage of somebody just like jogging down the street, and it's just like he's just running and parkouring and stuff, and then he just stops.
So when he's standing in front of the window, when I forget which John it is that walks in the room. And he's standing in front of the window. The other one's dead. And he goes, Michael, you came home. And Danielle's like...
Little John.
Yeah, and Danielle was like, are they like fans? And I was like, I don't know. Because the way he said it was kind of like, oh my God, you're here. Kind of like type thing like that, which is really weird.
I think that's the vibe that I got was that like they both clearly bought the house because they knew it was the Myers house. Like that's the vibe that I got. Uh-huh. And then I think when he said like Michael, you came home, it's like I think it was like how like fascinating that like he was like, oh my God, you like came back to your house. Yeah. Because it's like people just think like he's everybody just thought like he's in a mental institution. He probably doesn't even have a brain that functions or whatever. And it's like, holy shit, you're standing right in front of me and you came home. Like, because they were in the room that he did his sister in.
Right.
So it was like I would be shocked too, but I think that was the implication, was that they knew of it and that's why they lived there.
Right. Did you like the kind of, or actually, one thing I did like about the movie, I know I've been kind of shitting about it.
Yeah.
Because everything's coming to my mind as we're talking about it.
I will say Judy Greer, to me, she was one of the best parts of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like, I liked the redone 78.
Everything in this movie that was in 78 worked for me.
Same.
And I really thought it wasn't going to, because as soon as I saw the first flashback, I was like, oh, what are we doing here?
Now, the club to the knee maybe didn't work for me, because there's no way he's going down a club to the knee. But everything I thought was filmed really good, and like it looked like it kind of was from. Do
you know that the Dr. Loomis in it? It's not CG.
Oh yeah, what is that?
It's like it's not CG.
Deleted?
It's a 27-piece prosthetic and a digital voice. It's the same thing they did with Luke.
That's a prosthetic?
Same thing they did with Luke in Mando.
Oh wow.
It's a digital voice to recreate Dr. Loomis, and it's a 27-piece prosthetic.
Wow.
On an actor who already looks very much like him. That's what I thought. I thought it was restitched. I thought it was like Leia. Like I thought it was restitched.
Kind of
footage.
Yeah.
Or just a full CGI thing. But it was a 27-piece prosthetic and a digital voice.
Interesting.
Because I was like, what is happening? Right? I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Like at first I was like, oh, they like recast him. Like, because I don't think I watched this with my glasses on. Because I was like, oh, I think they recast him. And then I was like, no, that's like actually Dr. Loomis. I was like, that's like actually him. And I gotta go back and rewatch 78, because like if you didn't immediately rewatch 78 before this, I feel like you kind of lose the timeline.
We rewatched it right like a day later.
Yeah, like I feel like you I kind of lost the timeline of events with 78. I was like, okay, so that's happening outside on the front lawn. That I remember. But like then we're supposed to believe that like the cop is up there dealing with his partner or whatever, like at the same time. I was like, does that work?
Yeah, because remember they redo it because the second one, I'm not going to say anything about it because Danielle hasn't seen the second one.
Yeah.
Talking
about Halloween 2, right?
Right, because in the first one, it's played as he's gone.
Yes.
But in this one, they got him.
Yeah.
And, kind of it's switched back and forth. So I can see like what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Did you like how it was kind of like the guy was like, he's not going after you. It was my fault. And I feel like that, like, I don't have in my mind, it's already
Laurie
Michael
and Michael.
Laurie.
Yeah.
Like, connected, not,
And then Frank was like, I'm here.
Yeah, and then he was kind of like, actually, it's me.
Yeah.
Like, it's my fault. And that just kind of doesn't work for me because, again, it's, I haven't seen all the movies, but I know it's just in my head that those two are connected in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And so it almost does not work for me where it's like they're not connected. Like, she's just
happens to be there.
Basically, and like he says, like, oh, the doctor just took him to your house tonight.
Which is true. I mean, that is true. Like, Michael did not.
But I think it's hard to rewrite.
But he might have been getting there.
I think it's hard to rewrite the lore, basically.
Yeah.
In these two movies.
Even though it is a reboot, it's like you can't detach that fully because it's like,
really hard. Yeah.
It's like, no, the whole point of, like, why even bring Jamie Lee Curtis back then?
Right.
If it's not going to be,
and I get she's, obviously, I get that it was traumatic. Like, watching, again,
of course.
1978, it's very traumatic. Again, it's also very scary.
Yeah. Yeah, she was 19.
Right, yeah.
But she was playing even younger, right? Yeah. Wasn't she playing a 16-year-old?
But it's just, I don't know. It's just really hard for me to kind of accept that they're just not connected in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Which, again, that could be like an unreliable narrator thing. Like, maybe it's just his guilt. Saying,
right,
like, it's me, it's not you. Like, I'm the reason that he lived type of thing.
So I think maybe so I want to get your opinion on the ending and kind of leading up to the
very ending. Like,
well, before that, so they're all surrounding him. He puts the mask back on.
Not with the two characters.
Yeah, and he slaughters everybody. I thought it would have been, I told Danielle this, I think, in my personal opinion, I would have done an It 2, where I would have kept the original people, or maybe half of them, and brought them back for the last one. Last stand, everything.
Yeah.
instead of killing them all.
Yeah.
Again, It 2 not as good as It 1.
No.
But it's like a good... It's
a good culmination.
It's a good culmination of, we were kids, we were traumatized by this, we're coming back, and we're going to beat this thing, you know? And I think that might have worked better than whatever they're going to do in this last one.
Yeah, benefit of It 2 also had, Bill Hader and James McAvoy.
Yeah, I mean, the
carried that movie, yeah.
Yeah.
And Jessica Chastain.
Yeah.
Really, those three, but... Again, I know exactly. I agree with you 100% because I was like, at least let Tommy get away, and then you really didn't. You don't see it on camera, but he also killed what's his name, Lonnie, who we find out in this movie is what's his name, his dad, the guy that trips in 1978, and then is like going out with his son is the granddaughter's.
I think Danielle explained this to me, and I'm like trying to remember.
So the granddaughter, right? Her boyfriend, the one with the curly hair.
Right, yeah.
That's his dad.
Oh, okay.
Is Lonnie. And he's the kid that trips and Michael stands over in 1978 and then he looks back and he's gone.
Oh,
he gets killed too and he shoves him in like the attic thing.
Oh, right.
But it's so brief. It's like, okay.
That scene was funny where he's like, I'll be okay. Immediately you hear a gunshot and they're like, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
It's like, why didn't you just go in together in the first place?
So stupid.
But okay, so like the ending.
The very ending.
And
do you think
I thought it was kind of bullshit.
Do you think it even happened? Like I was like, that's so stupid.
I thought that happened. I think
you think she's dead?
Which makes again, here's my problem. That makes if it did happen, it make absolutely no sense.
No sense at all.
No sense at all.
No sense.
Real quick, what I will say, sorry, Danielle said, the way the nurse died was full circle because that's the exact same way she almost died in the original. Which is true. I just thought, shooting the window is kind of dumb.
Yeah.
I don't know. And they literally didn't show what happened to Lindsay, which was annoying. Which one's Lindsay? I don't remember which one she is. Oh, she's the one that he walks by on the bridge. Is that her? Yeah, Dan.
He walks by on the bridge?
Yeah, remember she's hiding like by the tree and he's walking on the bridge in the park.
Oh, what's her name? Richards. Kim Richards?
Yeah, she'll probably
with
say.
the black hair.
Yeah. I think that's her, right?
Yeah. No, they didn't show what happened to her. I think she's just in the hospital recovering.
Oh, okay.
Because
she gets taken to the hospital.
She gets taken to the hospital, and her gurney goes past Lori, and she's like, and then like they take her away.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's so stupid. But yeah, let's talk about that final scene.
So the ending,
no sense.
Here's what I thought was
Karen would not do that.
This is what I thought was gonna happen. She's gonna go upstairs.
Yeah.
She looks, and I'm assuming all those dead bodies are maybe 2 streets over.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna look. She's gonna see, and she's gonna be like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
But now remind me, what does she do? She just looks out the window, and all of a sudden, he's behind her. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And then I'll point out that makes absolutely no sense.
None.
No. Granted, slow walker. Granted, everybody falls. I get it. No fucking way. He's getting over there, getting in the house, going up the stairs, and killing her. No. I just don't. I can't believe that.
And also, why would she be at that house? Why wouldn't
turn my mic around?
Like, why would she be at the house? Why wouldn't she go immediately back to the hospital?
Lindsay was the little girl in the original, and then Tommy takes her to the hospital. Okay, yeah. So you're right. Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, why? Like, she would be going back to the hospital. She wouldn't just be standing in the window. You know what I mean?
Her daughter's on the floor with a broken leg.
Yeah. Oh my god, this is stupid. Like,
so you think that didn't happen?
No, not that it didn't happen, but I was just like, it just happened so fast, and it was kind of almost like surreal. I was like, I thought maybe it was gonna Karen was gonna wake up and it was gonna be like she was dreaming that he got her or something. But do you think that she's dead? Because we don't see like a killing wound. He just stabs her like a bunch of times.
I think she's dead.
But like he also stabbed Lori like a bunch of times and she's fine.
Yeah, I guess.
I feel like if you don't bring back all 3 of them in the next movie, like it's like, what are we doing here? Because it's like we're kind of like the 3 Strode women, the 3 generations of them are the main characters of this franchise. Mm-hmm. So it's like, what is it just gonna be Lori's gonna be sick again or crazy, and it's just gonna be about the granddaughter, and Karen's gonna be just dead?
Right.
Like, how do you do that in a interesting way? And especially if we're getting what would it be, Halloween 2022? So we're getting a 4-year time jump.
Yeah. Gee, what is gonna happen in those 4
and
years?
Where's Michael?
Because
he doesn't get caught.
Like, where's he gonna go?
Is this
in those
movie
4 years?
it's almost unfortunate because it's almost like they kind of have to have baked in, like they kind of back themselves into a corner to have flashbacks in the third movie.
Which I'm assuming that maybe the last one will be longer than an hour and a half, right?
Hopefully, like, I don't know. But however the third one ends, it has to end. You know what I mean?
It's called Halloween Ends.
I know, like it has to be the last
film.
And
I would have to think that's kind of what John Carpenter would probably want too. He'd be like, all right, let's fucking end this thing. Like, you know, we've been doing this for like 50, 60 years.
Yeah, like at that point. And it's like sure, maybe in a decade or two they'll probably reboot it again.
Danielle said new reboot in 40 more years with the granddaughter as the new Laurie since she lost her parents and boyfriend. Oh yeah, I forgot she lost her boyfriend too. As soon as he was laying there,
that death was crazy. That was a crazy.
As soon
death.
as he was laying there and he was walking down the stairs, I was like, he's getting his neck snapped.
Well, because she said if she had just shut, like he was definitely already paralyzed from the neck down, and was going to die. But when she was like, "Don't touch him," you just know Michael under the mask was like, "Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on."
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my god.
My other thing just with this movie is just, again, it goes back to like the whole kind of naive stupidity thing. Like when he gets stabbed in the back with a pitchfork and he falls down. I'm like, stab him again and again and again.
Well, like when Karen puts the knife into his back, and then leaves. Why didn't I literally shouted this out loud? I was like, why didn't you put it in his skull? I was like, why would you stab him in his like upper shoulder instead of just, I don't know, through the side of the fucking head?
Yeah.
And just kill him.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Well,
and
then you wouldn't have another movie.
Well, exactly. Yeah. But I'm saying next movie, anything less than decapitation,
yes,
or his head literally exploding on camera, I'm gonna be upset. I want it because clearly, no matter what happens, it's gonna be the end of this continuity. Yeah. So just go
balls out,
like
wall.
Just freaking like go crazy with it, and just murder him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, what is holding you back? Like, I know now you have the last movie, but make it the last movie, and for Pete's sake, don't kill Laurie. Give a goddamn character a happy ending for once.
Yeah, Danielle said, can we talk about her leaving the gun just to pull a knife out of a dead guy when she's walking in and the two they're posed. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Danielle's like, what? Like, what? Why are you doing that?
So stupid.
But yeah, I am Danielle wants to go and watch every single one. So we're going to do that. I know they just get progressively worse. Worse than this one. Like, I'm pretty sure the Busta Rhymes one is, like, awful. Like, maybe unwatchable.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see kind of... And I saw, like, a tweet, too, that had, like, a timeline kind of that...
with the, like, splitting off into the different
where
things.
the second one actually split into two separate ones. Like, the second one after the original split into two separate things, which I actually did not know that.
Because the second one... There was the second one.
Yeah.
So it was 1, 2, and then...
Don't spoil anything.
No, yeah. Second, it was 1, 2, and then the third one was like an anthology that had nothing to do with Michael. It was like kids with Halloween masks.
Because that's what the original idea was, I think, was
that it was going to be different things all the time. Yeah. Which, like, if you're going to reboot it in 10 years, do that.
Yeah.
Make that idea work. Do it with something else. Call it Halloween, and then, like, maybe at the fourth one, you'll earn the right to do a one-off Michael Myers movie. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. That would be cool. But it goes that, and then, because then 2 then goes into 4, but then it also breaks the continuity and then goes right into H2O.
Right.
So it's like, because this is the third... They fully rebooted it into a new franchise with Rob Zombie in like 2007.
I don't know if everybody hates them, but they're very much
very bad. Yeah. That was in like 2007.
Right. Yeah.
But then they previously in 1998 did H2O which was another soft reboot.
I didn't know it was a soft reboot.
Yeah, going off the first and second movies only.
Okay.
And then now they rebooted it again, going off just the first movie.
Right.
It's just insane. It's like crazy. And also, I get why they did it, but like the fact that now when you go to watch these movies, like you have to watch Halloween, then Halloween, then Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends. It's like I get that it was like what do they call it? What's it called when they take an old franchise?
Reboot.
No, it's like there's a word for it. Not a requel. Is it a requel?
I don't know.
There's like a word for it. I really can't think of it right now. Well, whenever they like continue like an old franchise, like Force Awakens, those kind of movies.
Oh, okay.
Like Jurassic World. It's like I get why you did that, but like you gotta name it. If the immediate previous movie,
something different.
Yeah, like it's just it just bugs me.
They put the date in front of it.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, like if you called it like Halloween, I don't know, go after Batman, Halloween again, or Halloween Returns. Yeah, you could have called it Halloween Returns, Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
I don't know. Calabar's Revenge, right?
Calabar's Revenge.
Halloween Town High.
I was scrolling through those the other night before we started watching the original Halloween.
Next week's episode we'll tease at the end of this show, but it might be.
We're being
true.
This is the end of the show.
Yeah, I just didn't know. I didn't want to cut you off.
Oh no, I'm done. Was not a fan of the movie. Interested to see how they end it.
Yeah, same. Interested to see how they end it. Definitely some questionable things in this one, and then the boyfriend just walking alone into a dark room after seeing their dead bodies. Yeah. Poor decision making. But yeah, so I will say next week's episode, and we're trying to line up a couple of these. We have I think 2 lined up right now for sure. But we're gonna have a couple more. We're gonna have a guest on next week's show
in studio. Which that's the announcement because she doesn't even know it, so I have to.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna tell
hopefully in studio. Yeah. We're gonna have a guest. Then we're gonna have a guest in the like beginning / middle of November for a special.
Have you started, or do
no.
you have them already down?
No, I have them down, but I'm gonna restart. But don't say it.
Got
But for a special thing that's going on in the beginning of November, we're having a guest on. And then we might have who I know you and I talked briefly about this, but I have not even discussed this with this person, but I'm sure they're going to say yes. We might have a guest on to break down our top 10 Christmas films around the holidays.
Okay.
But yeah, so keep an eye out. We're going to be having some guests on from here to the end of the year. And then we're definitely going to have, obviously, a show of our top 10 of the year. I've been playing around with an idea of like doing an awards type thing with like just me and TJ, like having a bunch of categories and just us picking the movie that or performance or whatever it might be. And then we'll be rolling right into the Oscars. We'll be back in
we're gonna
a normal
return
month.
When Hawkeye starts coming out. We're gonna bring back Planet Hero.
Planet Hero back.
Probably Boba Fett. We'll probably do
Planet Council for
Planet
sure.
Council thing,
yeah. Now that they've luckily gotten it to where everything's not overlapping with each other, and now I think we've got. I think 2 things. I think we've gotten Wednesdays down pat, and I think we're at a point now where, at some point, I think what it'll be is we'll probably those shows, Planet Hero and Planet Council, will probably be shorter shows that will go up. Probably on Thursdays and probably pre-recorded, I would say. Because if we're being totally honest, we're probably just gonna record them on Wednesdays, but don't tell anybody. That being said, go watch Squid Game, go watch British Bake Off. It's so good. It's just so good. But yeah, some exciting stuff coming up for us. We're on the road to 400 subscribers. Hopefully we'll hit that by the time New Year rolls around. Knock on wood. There you go. But yeah, I mean, that'll do it for me today. I'm one of your hosts, Sean Monk. Give us any feedback you might have in the comments. Thanks everybody for watching tonight. But yeah.
Yeah, I was the other host, TJ Cornwell. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you thought of Can't talk. Let us know what you thought about any of the news.
And
DC
Fandome.
In the comments. DC Fandome. Batman trailer. Flash trailer.
And let us know what you guys thought of Halloween Kills.
And Halloween Kills. Yeah. Did you hate it or did you love it? I'm interested to hear. But with that.
And make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, all at the official PFN.
Yep. And we will see you next week.
Boom. Take it easy, everybody.